Road Trip America is all about the incredible roads, car culture and destinations in this fine country, but sometimes we have to stray off course. So whilst this episode will feature some incredible roads in the Catskills region of upstate New York, really the car is the star. And that's because the new Mustang GTD, well, it is America on 4 huge wheels. Insane V8 engine, giant killing performance, real motorsport heritage. This thing's got it all. So we're here to find the perfect road for the perfect new American icon, plus meet some characters along the way. Okay, so what is this elusive perfect road we're looking for the GTD? Well, honestly, it's probably in Germany, and it's a toll road called the Nürburgring. That's where they focus so much of their attention on this car. We know it's done a sub 7-minute lap.
In fact, sub 7 is selling it short. The GTD did a 652.072, making it the fastest American car on the Nordschleife before the new Corvette ZR1 recently toppled it. How's it so quick? Well, it's a Mustang, but not as we know it. The GTD is engineered and built by Multimatic, who also build the factory GT3 race cars, plus track monsters like the Ford GT Mark IV and Valkyrie AMR Pro. Power from the dry-sumped 5.2 litre supercharged V8 is rated at 815 horsepower. It features a bespoke transaxle with 8-speed dual-clutch box. The incredibly aggressive carbon fibre bodywork and aero package generates GT3 RS rivaling downforce, plus there's a DRS system. Suspension is double wishbone at the front, inboard and pushrod operated at the rear with Trick ride height adjustable Multimatic adaptive spool valve dampers. The GTD starts at $325,000. Ours also has the $46,000 performance package.
But we're not at the Nürburgring. We are in the Catskill region. We're on Route 30, which skirts around the Pupacton Reservoir. So this is like the water supply region for New York City.
Pupacton actually makes up 25% of New York's water supply. A 26-mile tunnel from here feeds the Rondout Reservoir before flowing into the Delaware Aqueduct, which stretches 85 miles to the city. As lifeblood to the city, Pupacton is heavily policed, so be warned.
The road on paper is perfect for this car because it's big, fast, flowing, long corners where we can lean on this huge footprint. It flows, that is for sure. It's such a quick road. This car takes lessons learned from the GT3 car and just ups the ante in every direction, basically. There's Mustang DNA in here for absolutely sure. From the sheer scale of the car is so wide. It's absolutely huge. To that thunderous supercharged engine, which just has such fantastic response. But there is definitely new stuff too. And I think you can sense how different the chassis is. The steering weight and some of the control feels are quite similar to a more normal Mustang, but as soon as you have lock on, there's so much mechanical grip and there's such sensitivity at the front. There's so much response when you're changing direction. Just clings up the wrist. I love the feeling. That is not Mustang-like. You just feel like you can turn and turn and the car's just sort of up on its toes and ready to go. And then when you release it, there's so much grunt and it revs beautifully, this engine. And the transaxle box is so quick and responsive. It's a pretty cool thing, I have to say.
So far, so good. I wish the GTD went further inside with a smaller, racier steering wheel, a pair of wafer-thin carbon fibre seats and a half roll cage. Paddle shifters 3D printed from metals previously used in F22s is cool, but it's not enough all on its own. Anyway, Highway 30 is good but so fast that enjoying the land of the free could very quickly cause incarceration. We need to look elsewhere. Luckily, the next location is literally just around the corner.
Now we're on the tighter, more technical road that swings around the back of the reservoir, and it's much better. It's still a quick road, but I'm starting to realise that every road is a quick road in a Mustang GTD, but there's just a lot more going on. Shorter duration corners with different tightening radius. Surface is a little bit bumpier, a little bit more broken, but not bad by any means. Much less traffic. Still got this tree-lined feel, but it does seem to open out a little bit more, and you can just catch glimpses of the reservoir through the window, through the side window. So what about the car? Well, I've started to settle on some of the settings, so I'm now in custom mode. I've got most stuff on sport, including, surprisingly, the dampers. In normal mode, they're pretty good, but this is still a big, heavy car. Like we said before, it's still a Mustang. And when you accelerate, it picks up the nose a bit too much. Just a bit too much pitch and dive for me. Not much lateral roll, but sport seems to tie it down a little bit without ruining the ride quality. So yeah, now the road starts to bunch up a little bit. This is a bit more gnarly and more exciting. It's still a flowing section, but it's just cut up a bit more excitement to it. And we're getting closer, I think, to what would suit this car the most. I wish it would bunch up even more, to be honest, but it's just so composed and carries speed. I thought to get a Mustang to have the capability to rip around the ring in GT3 RS rivaling time, you'd have to tie it down so tight that it would actually be pretty miserable on the road, but this has proven me wrong. It's physical, the steering wants to pull you in different directions, but it's got a polish to it that I didn't expect, and a level of usability. In fact, can't quite believe I'm going to say this, but I would turn up the crazy even more, I think.
Speaking of crazy, whilst this region doesn't feel quite so alive with car culture as, say, California, there's still some evidence of proper grassroots enthusiasm. We bumped into these guys working on their cars at the side of the road.
So yeah, tell us guys, what is this all about? What do you do?
You just kind of go out and try to be the last car standing. Most like county fairs do it around here.
What do you do safety-wise? Has this one got safety equipment in it? Which one?
Yeah, both of these kind of do.
Okay. This looks like, well,
mainly
this is well
helmet and
used.
seatbelt, and then we put a bar behind the seat.
So the pillars won't crush in on you or anything.
We move the gas tank so that doesn't pop.
And this is a window bar, so like all the debris that gets smashed and thrown around doesn't like come in through the windshield and stuff. And that's a hole, so like the fire, if it catches fire in the engine, it'll breathe out through there instead of kind of like push back into the firewall.
So what's the tactic? Do you try and friend up a group of people and like decide who you're going to take?
You're not supposed to do that. With these cars, you want to take out the front tires because that's the drive tire.
Okay, yeah.
And you just want to protect your front tires the best you can because it doesn't really matter what happens to the back because you can drag it around.
Well, this front got pretty well done.
This one actually won its heat.
It won?
Uh-huh.
This is what a winning car looks like, I guess. The more damage than the further you got.
Yeah.
How fast are you going?
Depends on the track, really. If it's
Track,
wet,
the tires you got on it,
Yeah.
or you can get up to like 60.
So you're taking big hits.
oh yeah.
Big hits.
Most of the time I have a seatbelt mark, or this last time I bruised my hip bone.
Yeah. But no broken bones or anything.
It depends.
You can do it.
Depends.
I have to say, this doesn't really float my boat, but big respect to these guys. But they're not the only people in the Catskills in it just for the thrill of driving.
I'm under the pink neon lights of the world famous Roscoe Diner, at least that's what it says on the outside. Great place, actually. We're meeting up with someone who uses these roads, someone from New York City who's ventured further than most people do beyond Bear Mountain to this region to just find out why once you discover these roads beyond the city, you never really want to look back.
Meet Dave Yu and his gorgeous 79 Porsche 930 Turbo. He knows and loves these roads and is committed to the cause.
So tell me how you discovered these roads. You're a New Yorker, right? So how did you end up out here, way out in the sticks?
I've been coming up here for what, 7-8 years now, to kind of break away from the work. The Catskills is perfect because I'm able to kind of come out in the morning, do stuff like this, driving or hiking, but then kind of get back in the time for work.
So you'd get up super early, come out here, 'cause it's still a little bit of a hike up to here, and then you'd get back to the city and start working.
Yeah, but the thing is that the drive, people think it's 2 hours, it's too long, but when you're driving and you like driving, you just kind of get in the zone, and then it's just, you don't even realize how far you've gone.
So did you buy this car specifically for this venue, basically?
It was definitely in my mind. When I bought this car, I've always wanted this car, and then in the back of my mind, it's like, I just like road tripping. I love long distance driving. So the first thing I did when I got that car was literally drive it up here that weekend, I think.
Yeah, that's
so I put in
fantastic.
500 miles right there from the get-go.
This is even cooler than it sounds, as Dave couldn't actually drive a manual car until he picked up his new 930 Turbo. Some way to learn.
This is like my first real spring summer with this car, and I've been driving it as much as I could. I totally get it. I can see why driving like a manual car like this is addicting.
So it's great to meet Dave and experience this 79 930 Turbo. Fantastic little car. They're just the eternal benchmark 911s. And Ford have been really honest with the GTD's development that their benchmark is another 911, the GT3 RS. And being in this car reminded me of the challenges that Ford have had to face, Ford and Multimatic, in turning the Mustang into a proper track weapon. I mean, just look at the scale of this. I know the 911's grown over the years too, but it's vast and it weighs nearly 4,500 pounds. So they've gone to every effort to make it lighter, faster, more grippy, more aero, and they've done a fantastic job. But you're always fighting those fundamental dimensions and that mass.
Even so, the GTD is deeply impressive and surprisingly even shines on roads we chose for the tiny Porsche. Highway 28 twisting and tight actually reveals a huge amount of new detail about the GTD too.
And suddenly the car snaps to life. I can actually put some load through the chassis and feel what it's all about, and I have to say it's gone up in my estimation. It's certainly opened my eyes to what this thing can do.
We're peeling back the GTD's layers, but to speed things up we need a racetrack. The gorgeous rolling New York safety track in Harpersfield should be perfect. It packs 18 turns and 450 feet of elevation change into its 2.2 miles, and the tree-lined topography and narrow surface even channels a bit of Nürburgring magic. Now, the GTD is in track mode, suspension lowered and aero at its most effective.
So we're finally at a venue where we can let this thing off the leash. The New York safety track, and I'm very happy because this car is pretty fantastic, but it's felt completely, what's the word, just contained. So quick, gearbox really is good, and the way it changes direction, it's not like other Mustangs. It doesn't feel like a big, sporty but slightly lazy coupe. There's a track vibe to it. You can probably see how stiff it is. This isn't a hugely bumpy track. Just hitting a splitter through there, but it feels like a serious thing. Although I can still light it up, which is good. We wouldn't want to lose all of the Mustang's character, would we? Wow. And through these tight sections where a Mustang would normally feel pretty clumsy, this doesn't. It just attacks the curbs. And it's just lovely flat body control. The engine sounds so good. It's a proper car.
Our time on the track is painfully brief, but the GTD is a riot. In track mode, it's ultra stiff and aggressive, yet feels sweetly balanced and indulgent. The brakes have superb feel, and there's a real sense of durability. However, it's perhaps the least fuel-efficient car I've ever driven. A full tank will probably get you 135 miles on the road. On track, figure more like 60.
The car feels ever more impressive. I said on the road it needed a bit more crazy, and I think I'd stick to that, but on the track you realise it's not about crazy, it's about speed and agility.
So the GTD is a Mustang in many ways, but talk about multifaceted. Sure, it'll do a burnout to make you cry red, white and blue tears, but there's so much more. I really enjoyed it. The Catskills too, maybe not the ultimate place to test your 800 plus horsepower car to the limit, but a fantastic escape from the city, completely gorgeous and blessed with so many roads you could spend months, maybe years, honing your perfect route. We never found our single perfect road for this new American icon, but I bet there's a loop out there that you could string together to come pretty damn close.